Some people mute group chats the moment they join, almost like a quiet reflex. It looks small, but psychology suggests this habit reveals something deeper inside them. You may have done it yourself without thinking and felt a strange sense of relief. That tiny notification toggle is rarely about the chat, the people, or the noise. It is about something hidden in the nervous system, asking quietly for protection. Stay with this, because by the end, you will understand the real pattern behind it. You will see why your mind craves silence in spaces other people seem to enjoy. And you will recognize a side of yourself that has been quietly trying to breathe. People who mute group chats first are usually highly aware of emotional energy around them. They feel every message, every tone, every reaction, even when no one tags them directly. For them, a buzzing phone is not a notification, it is a small emotional demand. Their mind treats every ping like a tiny request for attention, response, or social presence. So muting is not avoidance. It is a quiet act of protecting inner emotional space. Psychology calls this self-regulation, the silent skill of managing your own internal world. Most people scroll group chats to feel included, connected, or socially in the loop. But these individuals feel the weight of a chat before they feel its warmth. Their nervous system reads constant pings as pressure, not as friendly background social noise. So they mute first, then engage later, only when their mind feels grounded and ready. This shows a deeper truth about how sensitive people interact with modern digital environments. They are not antisocial, distant, cold, or secretly judging anyone inside the conversation. They simply know that constant noise drains the part of them that thinks clearly. Muting is how they keep their attention, their mood, and their identity from blurring. It is not rejection of people. It is gentle protection of their own inner stillness. There is also something subtle happening with control, and it matters more than it seems. Group chats are unpredictable, fast, emotional, and sometimes filled with reactions you cannot anticipate. For someone sensitive to chaos, that unpredictability quietly activates a low-level anxious alertness inside. Muting restores a sense of choice. It tells the nervous system, you are still safe. You decide when to enter the conversation. The conversation does not pull you in unwillingly. This is why muting feels strangely calming, almost like closing a loud door behind you. It is not about hating the chat. It is about finally hearing your own thoughts. Many of these people also carry a hidden habit of overthinking every message they send. They reread their words, imagine reactions, and worry about being misunderstood by someone watching silently. So a constant flow of pings keeps that overthinking machine spinning faster than it should. Muting slows that machine. It gives the mind space to stop performing for invisible eyes. Psychologists often link this to a sensitive self-image shaped by years of careful social observation. These people learned early that words can be twisted, replayed, or judged behind closed doors. So they protect themselves through silence, distance, and quiet control over their digital exposure. Muting is not weakness. It is a learned response from someone who notices too much. There is also a quieter layer here related to validation and the craving for peace. Many people check group chats hoping someone responded, reacted, or noticed what they recently said. That hope feels small, but it slowly trains the brain to depend on outside signals. People who mute first often sense this trap before others even realize it exists. They choose peace over the dopamine loop of constant checking, scrolling, and waiting for replies. This reveals strong self-awareness, the kind that quietly builds real confidence over many years. You are not broken for needing silence in a world that rewards constant digital noise. You are simply someone whose mind values depth, clarity, and emotional steadiness over surface stimulation. That is not strange. That is a sign your inner world is more developed than average. Many highly thoughtful people share this exact behavior, even when they never talk about it. They mute, they breathe, and they return to the chat only when their energy allows. This protects something precious, their ability to think clearly without absorbing everyone else's emotional weather. Another subtle pattern shows up here, and it connects directly to identity and self-worth. People who mute group chats first often dislike being defined by a single social space. They do not want their mood shaped by inside jokes, group drama, or fast-moving conversations. They want to remain themselves, even when surrounded by loud, blended, fast-changing collective voices. Muting becomes a quiet boundary, drawn invisibly between their identity and the group's shifting energy. It is not arrogance, it is the silent decision to stay grounded inside their own life. You can be part of a group without letting the group rewrite who you are. Muting is one of the smallest, simplest tools that protects this deeper sense of self. There is also something to say about emotional bandwidth and the cost of constant connection. Every notification asks a small question. Should I respond? Should I react? Should I care now? Most people answer those questions automatically, without realizing how much energy each tiny answer takes. People who mute first feel that cost clearly, like a small tax on their attention. So they remove the constant tax. They engage when they choose, not when prompted reflexively. This is emotional intelligence in action, even when it looks like a simple phone setting. You are managing your nervous system. You are deciding what enters your inner world today. That is not avoidance of people. That is mastery of your own attention and energy. Here's something many people miss about this behavior, and it changes how you see it. Muting group chats often signals someone who values deep one-on-one connection more than group noise. They prefer real conversations, honest moments, and meaningful exchanges over fast, scattered, surface-level group banter. So when they mute the group, they are not pulling away from genuine human connection. They are creating space for the connections that actually feel real, slow, warm, and personal. This reveals a quiet emotional standard, one shaped by years of noticing what truly nourishes them. You are allowed to want depth in a world addicted to speed, noise, and constant updates. Wanting fewer pings does not mean wanting fewer people. It means wanting more meaningful presence. There is also a subtle link between muting and the fear of being emotionally overwhelmed. Sensitive minds often carry a hidden memory of moments when too much input felt unbearable. So they build small habits, like muting, to prevent that overwhelm before it begins. This is not fragility. It is intelligent self-protection from someone who knows their inner limits. Psychology suggests that knowing your limits is one of the strongest forms of self-respect. You do not owe anyone unlimited access to your attention through a glowing little screen. Muting is one quiet way of saying, my mind matters, my peace matters, my focus matters. That message, repeated daily, slowly rebuilds confidence in people who once felt constantly overstimulated and drained. Now here's the practical shift that can change how you see this habit forever. Instead of feeling guilty for muting, start noticing the calm that follows that small action. Notice how your shoulders drop slightly. Notice how your thoughts settle into something clearer and slower. That feeling is not laziness. That feeling is your nervous system finally exhaling after constant stimulation. Let that exhale teach you something. Your peace is not a luxury. It is a requirement. The more you honor it, the more clearly you show up in conversations that truly matter. You become more present, more thoughtful, more grounded, and more emotionally available when you finally engage. Muting is not the end of connection. It is the start of healthier, more intentional connection. Another quiet truth lives inside this habit, and it relates to how you protect your focus. Modern attention is constantly pulled in every direction by notifications, opinions, reactions, and endless small updates. People who mute first instinctively understand that focus is the new form of personal power. They guard their attention because they know that what they focus on shapes who they become. This is subtle, but it reveals a deeply mature relationship with time, energy, and personal direction. You are not avoiding the world. You are choosing what gets to influence your inner space. That single decision, repeated quietly, slowly builds a calmer, sharper, more self-aware version of you. It is not about the chat. It is about who you want to be tomorrow. There is one more layer worth understanding because it ties everything together with surprising emotional clarity. People who mute group chats first often crave a sense of internal silence in daily life. Not loneliness, not isolation, just silence. A space where their thoughts can finally stretch and breathe. In that silence, they reconnect with themselves, their values, their feelings, and their long-term direction. Constant pings shrink that silence. Muting protects it. That is the deeper psychological pattern at work. So if you mute group chats first, you are not strange, distant, cold, or socially broken. You are someone whose mind needs space to stay clear, kind, focused, and genuinely present. That is a quiet strength most people overlook, even though it shapes the entire quality of life. Honor it. Build your days around it. Let your silence become a foundation, not a weakness. When you protect your inner world, your outer world slowly becomes calmer, clearer, and more meaningful. The people who matter will still reach you. The noise that drains you will finally fade. And you will feel, maybe for the first time, that your attention truly belongs to you. If this quietly describes something inside you, stay with the channel for more honest psychological insight. You deserve clarity, calm, and a deeper understanding of the small habits that secretly shape you.